The alternative for them would be more resources from Russia. If the president does choose to proceed with tariffs on Canada, Canada will respond. Donald Trump is, as always, a skilled negotiator. We've been here before. Donald Trump was officially inaugurated yesterday as President of the United States. My cabinet and I have gathered here with a singular focus: upholding our long-standing friendship with the United States and protecting Canada against potential tariffs. As I've stated on numerous occasions, the Canada-US trade relationship is one of the most successful in the world. We heard the President's comments yesterday and the directive he has issued to examine the trade relationship between Canada and the United States while exploring the possibility of tariffs, but we remain confident in the facts. Canadian energy powers American manufacturing, businesses, and homes. Of America's top 5 trading partners, Canada is the only one with whom the United States runs a trade surplus in manufacturing. And Canada buys more goods made by Americans than China, Japan, and Germany combined. On top of that, President Trump said that he wants to usher in a golden age for the United States. That will require more steel and aluminum, more critical minerals, more reliable and affordable energy, more of everything to run the U.S. economy full steam ahead. Canada has all those resources, and we stand at the ready to work with the United States to create a booming and secure North American economy. The alternative for them would be more resources from Russia, China, or Venezuela. Canada is a safe, secure, and reliable partner in an uncertain world. While less than 1% of fentanyl and illegal immigrants that enter the United States come from Canada, our government has already acted to address the concerns raised by the President about border security with an over $1 billion comprehensive border plan. We're already In fact, just last night, I spoke to Premier Ford in his capacity as chair of the Council of the Federation, and he reiterated his unwavering commitment on behalf of Canadian premiers to working all together. Donald Trump is, as always, a skilled negotiator and will do what he can to keep his negotiating partners a little bit off balance. We are confident in the facts on the ground. We know that if the United States is going to see an increase in jobs and manufacturing and economic growth, they're going to require more energy, more inputs, everything from lumber and concrete to steel and aluminum to critical minerals that are the essential ingredients in the economy of the future. And Canada has all that in an extraordinarily reliable and close partner. We have lots we can do together. We will be there to emphasize that we should be doing more together. If there are tariffs, we are ready to respond and defend the Canadian interest, but we will continue to remain steady in these times of uncertainty. Migration or potential migration going in either ways in irregular fashions across our border. It is in the interest of Canadians as well as Americans that we continue to step up on reinforcing our border measures and the integrity and the control that we have. That's why we have been investing in protecting our borders over the past number of months and years, and why this $1 billion package is, yes, about the American incoming administration, but it's also about Canadians being safe in a more uncertain world.
Prime Minister Ryan Tumblety, Toronto Star. You said earlier that everything is on the table. I assume that includes fully matching the 25% tariffs the Trump administration is proposing. How quickly do you think the Canadian government could ramp that up? And if you do have to take that measure, isn't it Canadian consumers who will feel the brunt of that?
First of all, as I said, everything is on the table, and I support the principle of dollar-for-dollar matching tariffs. It's something that we are absolutely going to be looking at if that is how they move forward. The bottom line, as you say, is that import tariffs, like the 25% that President Trump is proposing, are actually paid or would be paid by American consumers. And if and when Canada needs to respond with equivalent tariffs on imports from the United States, those would be paid by Canadian consumers. That's why we will look, as we have in the past, at things that have replacements for Canadian consumers that wouldn't be tariffed. The example from last time was Heinz's ketchup being replaced by French's ketchup, because French's was still using Canadian tomatoes in its ketchup. Having Canadian consumers have alternatives to having to spend tariffs on American inputs is part of how we make sure that we don't bear, or Canadians don't bear, undue costs around tariffs. At the same time, there will be costs for Canadians if we move forward on tariffs to the United States, and that's why we will be there to support and compensate Canadians and Canadian businesses depending on the response we have. The principle is that we will be there to support Canadians, and Canadians will be there to support each other during any difficult times of tariffs. We've been here before. During President Trump's first term in office, he announced challenges to our trading relationship that we were able to work through. We negotiated a new Canada, U.S., Mexico trade deal that has resulted in tremendous growth and prosperity for all three countries. It was a true win-win-win, and I note that the incoming administration highlighted that was a successful win for them that they negotiated in their first term. We will stay steady. We will stay steady on focusing on defending both Canadian interests, but also on defending the economic relationship between Canada and the U.S. itself. I think what we've seen, particularly with the number of executive orders and announcements made on the first day, that they have been focused on moving forward rapidly on creating benefits for the American economy in the extreme short term. That is something that we are prepared to help with and contribute to. If the American economy is going to need more energy, more inputs for its manufacturing, more security in its partnerships, Canada is there to provide that. We know that there is always going to be a certain amount of unpredictability and rhetoric coming out from this administration. Our focus is on the substance of things, where Canada and the U.S. do well when we do things together. Our focus is on avoiding tariffs. We know that if the American economy is going to face see the boom that Donald Trump is predicting, they're going to need more energy, they're going to need more steel and aluminum, more critical minerals, more of the things that Canada sells to the United States every single day. And we are there to be constructive, positive partners. The goal will be to get those tariffs off as quickly as possible. And in order to do that, everything is on the table.